Time to calibrate this table saw to get it 100%. Make sure the blade is to where it's supposed to be. You can feel slight resistance by there, so the throat plate needs to come down just a little touch. That's perfect. Same on the other side. Going the wrong way. This side is fine by there, and it's fine that way. As you can see, we are slightly out. That little Allen bolt by there, we need to adjust to get the 90 degrees, which is on the left hand side of the saw. Also mark your blade with a pen, because that could be on by there and it could be a thousandth off at the bottom or the other side. This is actually quite fiddly, because you need to undo that Allen bolt by there and then turn that disc by there slightly to get the 90 degrees. As you can clearly see by the light, the blade needs to tilt to the left slightly. Make sure when you're doing it as well that you don't have it on one of the carbide teeth. Make sure it is just behind the tuff. Yeah, the blade needs to go to the left. What I'm doing by here is undoing the Allen bolt slightly and then reaching underneath and moving the disc only small amounts at a time, and then keep checking and repeat until you get it bang on 90 degrees. I've got to be honest, this is not the easiest of table saws to set up for the 90 degrees, and obviously the 45 will be the same. But as you can see, I finally got there. Now bang on 90 degrees. And as you can see, it's now perfectly bang on 90 degrees. But what you need to do with this saw in particular, totally different to any other table saw I've set up, is slightly undo that Allen keyboard there, and then underneath you slightly turn that half moon wheel with your hand until it butts up against it. Very fiddly, in all honesty. It's taken me about 20 minutes to get this bang on. Not the easiest. Slightly out, so let's do this side. Again, what we need to do is adjust that Allen bolt there on the right hand side. You can see barely the half moon wheel that we need to turn slightly. As you can see, I'm undoing the bolt slightly and turning the wheel with my left hand slightly. See it coming out? Obviously I don't need to go that far. So you just do that, get it roughly where you think it's going to be. Lock the bolt back down slightly and then just keep checking. And after a little tweaking, we are now bang on 45 degrees. Bang on 45 degrees. Excellent. So we now have our 90 degrees bang on, and we now have our 45 degrees bang on. To get your mitre gauge accurate, what I normally do is put a square, then push up the fence, which is bang on now 90 degrees. But you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, it is slightly out on the gauge, so we just undo that Allen bolt there and move the gauge, realign everything. What I normally do to check to see if the blade is square to the table is undo that so I can pull the riving knife slightly out of the way. Make sure we are on the bed. Make sure you're not catching any teeth. I don't know if you can see that, but my blade is perfectly level to the table, so I'm not going to be messing around with that. But if you do have a problem and it's not square or it goes out of alignment, they are the bolts there that you need to undo to align your blade to the table. But like I said, luckily enough, this one is perfect out of the box, so I'm not going to be messing around with it. But that's what you do. To get the fence bang on, I use a little set square, push it against the back rail, gently turn the wheel so the fence touches there, push the lever to lock your fence down, then you will see there is a slight gap on this side of the fence nearest me, so you need to undo that Allen bolt and undo that Allen bolt and move the fence slightly, which is a 5mm Allen bolt. Just slightly undo it, both of them, and then just slide the fence until it touches. There we are, up.
This is awkward going to be doing this one-handed now because I've gone too far. So like I said, just hold it against the back, move the fence slightly with your hand until it touches, like it does, and then just tighten them two Allen bolts down that I just showed you. Don't over tighten them because it's going into aluminium. And there you can see now. And there you can see now we have a perfectly aligned fence. I've already done the front part for there, so I'm not going to bother relighting that up. But if you move your fence closer, you do exactly the same, which I've just showed you by there. So yeah, the fence is now bang on. It was only slightly out anyway, in all honesty, but we got to get it accurate. So yeah, we have done the 90 degrees, we've done the 45 degrees, we have checked the blade alignment to the table, which is bang on. We checked the miter gauge, which needed slight adjusting, and we have done the fence, which needed slight adjusting. So this saw is now perfectly set up for very accurate cutting. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and consider subscribing as it helps the channel. Thanks.